Have you ever wondered what happens to our souls after we die? It's a question that has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. Today, we're going to explore the journey of the soul when it leaves the body. Where does it go? Why do some souls seem to linger on Earth? And how can we recognize the presence of those who have passed on? When a person takes their last breath, something extraordinary happens. The soul, that invisible essence of who we are, separates from the physical body. It's like cutting a cord that has connected us to our earthly existence. This connection is often called the silver thread, and when it breaks, our journey in the physical world comes to an end. But what happens next? For most souls, the transition is gentle and peaceful. They move effortlessly into another dimension, finding rest and tranquility. It's as if they're stepping through a doorway into a new realm, leaving behind the worries and pains of their physical life. However, not all souls make this transition so easily. Some find themselves unable to leave immediately. Why is this? Well, there could be several reasons. Sometimes a soul feels strongly attached to the life they've just left behind. They might have unfinished business or relationships that feel incomplete. Or perhaps they're simply afraid of the unknown, unsure of what awaits them on the other side. Imagine for a moment that you're about to embark on a journey to a place you've never been before. You might feel excited, but there's also a hint of nervousness, right? For some souls, this feeling is so overwhelming that they hesitate to take that first step into the unknown. Now, let's talk about the different types of souls we might encounter after death. It's important to understand that not all souls follow the same path. Some take a direct route to their new destination, while others might take a few detours along the way. First, we have what we call wandering souls. These are the souls that, for one reason or another, can't seem to complete their journey. It's like they're lost travelers, unable to find their way. Often, these souls are held back by unresolved issues from their life or strong emotional ties to the physical world. Maybe they left behind a loved one they're worried about, or perhaps they have regrets about things they did or didn't do in life. Think about a time when you've been so preoccupied with a problem that you couldn't focus on anything else. That's kind of what it's like for these wandering souls. They're so caught up in their earthly concerns that they can't move forward on their spiritual journey. Then we have souls that choose to remain close to their loved ones. These souls are like guardian angels, staying near to offer support and protection to their family and friends. It's a beautiful thought, isn't it? The idea that our loved ones might stick around to watch over us, even after they passed on. Lastly, there are what we call lost souls. These are the souls that are held back by intense negative emotions. Fear, anger, guilt. These powerful feelings can act like anchors, keeping the soul tethered to the earthly plane. It's as if these emotions are so heavy that the soul can't lift off and continue its journey. One of the most common signs is a sudden feeling of presence. You know that feeling when you're alone in a room, but you suddenly feel like someone else is there? That could be a sign of a soul's presence. Sometimes, people even report smelling unexplained odors, like a whiff of a loved one's favorite perfume or the scent of flowers they used to grow. Another interesting sign is the unexpected appearance of objects related to the deceased. Maybe you suddenly find a photo of your grandmother that you thought was lost, or her favorite brooch turns up in an unexpected place. These occurrences can feel like little messages from beyond, reminding us of our loved ones. Dreams can also be a powerful way for souls to communicate with us. Have you ever had a vivid dream about someone who has passed away? One that felt so real that you could swear you actually talked to them? These kinds of dreams are often reported as a way for souls to connect with their loved ones. Sometimes, the signs are more subtle. You might notice a series of coincidences or synchronicities that seem too meaningful to be random. Or you might experience unexplained changes in your environment, like sudden temperature fluctuations or objects that seem to move on their own. Even our electronic devices can sometimes act as conduits for soul communication. Unexplained technical failures, like lights flickering or phones ringing with no one on the other end, are sometimes interpreted as attempts by souls to make contact. Now, let's talk about the soul's journey after death. One of the most fascinating aspects of this journey is how different it is from our earthly experience of time and space. In the realm where souls travel, time as we know it doesn't exist. It's not linear like we're used to, with a clear past, present, and future. Instead, it's more fluid, more flexible. This would be a hard concept for us to grasp because we're so used to measuring our lives in days, months, and years. But for a soul, the journey isn't about how long it takes, but about the experiences and growth that happen along the way. And speaking of experiences, it's important to understand that each soul's transition is unique. Just like how we all have different lives, we all have different journeys after death. Some souls might zip right through to the light, while others take a more scenic route. What determines the path a soul takes? Well, it's a combination of factors. The soul's spiritual development plays a big role. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Someone who's been training and preparing for the climb might have an easier time reaching the summit than someone who's never hiked before. In the same way, a soul that has spent its life developing spiritually might find the transition easier than one that hasn't. But it's not just about spiritual development. The actions we take in life, the relationships we form, the lessons we learn, all of these things shape our soul's journey. Now, you might be wondering, what about the souls that struggle to move on? Do they ever find their way? The good news is that eventually all souls find their way to the light. Some might need more time, some might need guidance, but in the end, every soul completes its journey. It's like when you're trying to solve a difficult puzzle. Some people might figure out quickly, while others might need more time or a hint or two. But with persistence and help when needed, everyone can solve the puzzle in the end. Understanding the soul's journey after death provides comfort and support in dealing with loss by reframing death as a transition, not an end, and helps us maintain a connection with departed loved ones through recognizing signs of their presence. This perspective encourages us to value each moment, resolve conflicts, and live fully, knowing our experiences shape our soul's path. It eases our fear of mortality, viewing death as the next step in a grand adventure where souls continue to learn and evolve, eventually finding their way to the light, sometimes lingering due to earthly ties. Recognizing the subtle ways souls communicate reminds us of our eternal connection, inviting us to live and love deeply, approaching life and death with wonder and peace.